So Mars goes in. He has a Hex. They jump in. No Shard, so it only hits the Tide here. It looks like Faceless Void will have no choice but to Chrono here unless he wants to fight with no BKB. But in this whole meantime, they are losing their Berg's bottom. Alright, game 1. Thunder Awaken versus BetBoom. Looks like both teams are going to smoke to the mid lane to try and ward. Matthew is get caught. But it looks like he will just run away. There's not enough stuns. Nothing crazy here in the early game. They're just kind of like trading the runes. BetBoom is going to have the Hawk, I believe his name is, and Snako against Matthew and Sacred. We're going to have the Tidehunter, the counter pick to the Nature's Prophet. And then we just have the Nyx NP lane versus a Wind Ranger Tide lane. I think NP does not struggle in laning stage at all, but he does not have eventual pressure on Tide. Tide eventually will be able to just sit here, but I think his first couple levels will be quite difficult with the harass from the NP. In the mid lane, we're gonna have Dark Mago versus Laurel and TA versus Storm. An interesting matchup. No refraction, huh? Trying to pressure the Storm Spirit with this one. No idea who wins this matchup, but on the safe lane, we're gonna have pickoffs versus Pandamoo on the Faceless Void and the Pugna against Noticed and Force Major on the classic Io Mars combination that we've seen for probably the past, like, I want to say 6 months. No stranger to this. And as mentioned, NP's doing really well. He just has like a ton of harass. He's gonna have to bring more regen, but once he gets more points, he's saving his Kraken Shell, which is an interesting choice, which means he wants to try and... Alright, he put a point in it finally. He'll probably put another point in it too. Doubles efficiency at level 2. Don't think you're going to be harassing much with this. So like these trains do 23 damage. This will block 30 damage, which will essentially make it so the trains do no damage to him. Very wise to get more points into that when he can. So the first play that most teams will be looking to make on the map is, well, A, you want to try and win your lane and get kills. But that's always like a split decision type of thing where you're like, oh, someone's out of position, let's go. Right? Or it's an item level timing where they're getting level 2, let's go. But when you're playing with a Tidehunter who's not going to get Gush, your options are pretty limited in this lane for Matthew. So I wouldn't hate for him to, like, yeah, secure the lane first, like don't abandon him. But after that, like maybe go for the 4-minute rune, the water rune. Help out the Storm. Make sure TA doesn't get it, shoot in for a bottle. That can give your mid a big advantage and just kind of let your Tide just sit there. And on the bottom lane here, I think Picaz is just going to get what he can. There's pretty much no kill threat here as well. They're just going to get their levels. So I don't really expect many kills in this laning stage. Both teams did not draft for strong laning. They just drafted heroes that they wanted to have in the game. And as mentioned, Matthew, he might just go stack this and then go for the water rune. Oh, and the Hawk is actually like trying to take a rune with a treant here. Unsuccessful. Snako also tried to get in there and help the 9. Good micro though. I love seeing those like small micro plays by NP players that go that extra mile to like make your hero even more viable. To me, that's like the difference between like a tier 1 like type of player on a hero and just someone who just can play the hero, right? And it's not like a master at it. So it looks like Storm is having a really good time in this mid lane. I wonder if the choice of going Meld hurt the TA at all, or if that's just how this matchup goes. One thing that BetBoom do really well is like they play these carry NPs and Snako goes that extra mile to use his hero. That's like not incredibly useful in the like the laning stage because he doesn't really need to be there for the laning stage. Not much anyway, because NP is just such a strong laner. Generally not seen as a carry because kind of like the scaling falls off a bit, right? It's kind of like known as like a cheesy type of carry. It is very strong, but it allows you to play like these greedier supports like Nyx. And so he doesn't have to lane there so much means he can go jungle. But they kind of realized that on Thunder and they have already warded one of the camps, and Sacred is also trying to clean up some of those camps as well. So Faceless Void, he's getting his farm bottom, but definitely losing in the CS department down here. But he's a Faceless Void. It is okay. And it is very difficult to like just plan your strategy around beating an IO Mars lane. Generally just not gonna happen. So I'd like to see Nature's Prophet here consider making a play with his ultimate. It's not really gonna be him making the play, but I want to see BetBoom use his hero, right? This does an incredible amount of damage in the early game. They just need to find the right opportunity. Like, they could kill Faceless Void in a stun combination, for example, if they get him low enough, if they bring +1 hero. But it might be a little difficult for them to find an opening in the map just because their mid laner is a TA, unfortunately. It will give them a little bit more late game insurance, but it makes it so that their early game, I've never been a real big fan of the TA for a couple patches now, just because your mid is just farming, right? You can't really make any moves. And that's not necessarily something that can give you an advantage in the early game. You can get like net worth, but it looks like Thunder's fine playing the same game. I'd like to see Dark Mago make some moves on the map, just because BetBoom in this particular game just cannot, and he's probably gonna like, did he ulti? Oh, he ultied and it actually missed. So they do have vision of him here, and he did try to snipe him, right? It's just, let's see where his ultimate went. So where did he click? So he clicked down here, right? So it bounced off these creeps. Mid lane. That's it. Didn't have enough bounces. I think it's because these neutrals are here. It hit here, 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 here. Oh, I think it hit the ancients too. Huh. Unfortunate. Too many creeps on the map. Because I think that was actually enough damage to kill him if it hit him on like the last bounce. And Dark Mago has shown up, but the arena is immediately there. And Kaz has the arena, but he does not want to use it. So a fruitless effort from the Storm Spirit here to try and get a kill. It was the right idea, however, can they not just chrono him now? I feel like this is just really greedy on behalf of Thunder. I feel like if he just chronos him right now, he's dead. He's just dead. Instead, they like try doing this and Void almost dies, jumps in, now it's too deep. A little unfortunate. I think in these early game kills and these early chronos, you shouldn't be afraid to just toss it out there. Alright, 10-minute rune coming out. NP ult used. Alright, so Pandamu with a good DD steal. Looks like TA's going for like pretty greedy build too here, just straight into the death. So I've seen a lot of TAs that want to get active and do things go blink first, but looks like totally happy with just scaling here. So Dark Magu is on the way now. Trying to get out here. Relocate is online. He's going to tank as much as he can. Ravage is used as well. Ulti is not up. But let's see if they can get Dark Mago here. And he is low on mana. And it looks like he'll get stuck here. They bring up Pakaz as well. And this is part of the problem with your TA mid right here. Like, simple as that. Storm is running around making these plays. Your TA does not want to do it. So TA does what she does best, and honestly, it is the best posture that you could possibly do as a TA. It's just try to take this tower in their turn. But definitely seeing the weakness of like having these farming mids right now. But as an exchange for that kill, it looks like they will get the mid tier 1. And it is like the little things in Dota 2. Like a kill here and there in the early game is not like the biggest deal, but mid tower might actually be worth more than that. Than losing 2 heroes. And that is actually going to snowball into them potentially losing the tier 2 bottom as well, or tier 1 bottom as well. But Tide is going in, no Ravage. And yet again, the NP ult does not hit. Now Mars is in a bit of trouble for that one. Faceless Void is TPing in too, and it looks like they will clean up. Oh, they're going in for the Nature's Prophet too. Storm got on top of it. Chronosphere is available. Does he want to use it? Does not need it. They're also going to get a +1 with the IO. Not respecting the Thunder Predator play here. Let's go back and check it out. Alright, so he's trying to drag the wave here. He's actually doing a good job. He's doing what he can to slow this down. They get the mid tier 1 here. Gets denied, whatever. So this is the point of the game where you need to like keep track of TPs and also as a team just kind of like understand what your next play is, right? For them, if TA wants to go back and farm like this, I think they should really consider not throwing their bodies and diving here, right? So BetBoom's like mistake here is like, okay, Tide TP'd. Do we need to force everything on them? Do we know if Thunder Predator has no TPs available? If you know Thunder Predator cannot get here because they TP'd top or something like that, I mean, they see he has no TP now, but I'm sure they know that it could be up because it definitely was up, right? You should not be diving this Tide. They most definitely should not dive this Tide, and all they should have done here was just hit this tower safely, and that's it. This dive here just baits them to go really deep. And it gets them both killed here. When they could have easily just taken this tower from afar, maybe they would have denied it, it's fine. TA would have got really farmed, and that would have been it. And then later you would have brought your TA to help secure that tower. So instead, they lost 3 heroes. This whole early game and why they don't have any kills is because they just don't have a hero on the map other than Mars to make a kill. But it's been shown that like Mars is not enough. TA needs to be active in this game at some point if they want to find kills. Otherwise, they just need to chill and just be okay with the fact that this game is going to be slow and they are going to just farm for a bit until TA is ready. Arena is out. It's like they will get a quick kill. I don't mind those kills. Like right now, you have 2 carries that are both farming pretty hard. Just chill, kind of farm it out. All right, so Pakaz going down here is a little risky. Unless his team is looking to rotate down here as well. I think BetBoom's timing is going to be this TA getting a Blink Dagger here. I mean, it's okay he farmed this camp and backed. I would have been really scared if he went over here. And Seneko is just playing around over here. Nothing happening. And this is like generally like why. Like I was kind of scared about him farming here, right? Because this area of the map, you know that BetBoom is playing around, right? You don't have any vision here. Like your vision is here. If you are Thunder, your vision is here. And generally speaking, you want to give your carry the safest farm on the map because you don't want your carry to die. Because when your carry dies, it slows down their timings, and your carry is generally AFK until they have their timings. And the faster their timings are, the faster you can play with them, the faster you can do things on the map and win the game. So because he's down here farming, and even this mid lane, he doesn't really want to farm it here. I would want him to farm this mid wave like either here or back here if he is going to farm it. But I think these neutrals are up right now anyway, so he could just go farm those. Realistically, he should be the one farming this stuff and then coming back and farming down this way. But because he's in this mid lane, he's just gonna die. He's farming the 2 most dangerous spots on the map. Mid and bottom are the 2 most dangerous spots. Alright, 4-man smoke. And Dark Mago finds a pretty easy kill, honestly, right there. He had vision. There was a D ward right there. Snako traded his life for a ward. And see, these plays are pretty cool, because, like, these are, like, the SGA and, like, South American specials. They're really fast at, like, doing an audible, right? They start going top, and then they'll just run bottom, right? They're not really completing that play at all right there. They're just, like, going on to the next. And it actually forces this IO to panic. And allows Storm to just walk here and kill him. He probably would have been fine if he just walked away, but he's just like, oh my gosh, they must be here, they must be here. And he just like kind of panic ports out and gets himself killed. So we'll discuss it again, you know, like if he wants to play down here on Faceless Void, he needs his team to be here with wards. He needs to farm the safe spot of the map. It's his team's job to make it safe for him. And on top of trying to make it safe for him, he needs to have a hero that bodies for him if he's ever scared, right? So if he wants to farm down here, because, you know, his team is here. I'll say that, right? His team is here. But if he wants to farm down here, you need to have, like, Pandamu or Matthew, or even Sacred with Ravage, be around to block smokes and help him not get killed like this. And BetBoom is simple as this for me. They just capitalized on a situation like this, right? This is good by them. A lot of teams that are not very good will not capitalize on someone being in a spot like this where they shouldn't be. So it's, to me, Pakaz is in the wrong spot because his teams, either that they're bluffing and they lost this bluff straight up. This is really bad for them. And I'm glad they ended up taking this as well on BetBoom. So that's like 2 deaths from Void that probably should have been avoided. So Thunder did a good job at turning here and getting a couple kills. If BetBoom could have got it earlier, they should have, for sure. But this whole time, TA is still just farming. Like, I wonder what this looks like if TA starts to join the game. And I'm hoping it's soon, right? Because these trades aren't necessarily, like, good for BetBoom. They're just, like, kind of missing a mid-hero in this game. And it's not like she's out-farming Storm by a lot either. Storm is being incredibly active and still keeping up in net worth. And that's, like, really, really, really bad for BetBoom. It's really bad. They're putting this huge investment. NP is, like, tanking a lot of his net worth to, like, be active in this game. Oh, there's just on top of a ward on IO and Storm jumps him. Dark Mago is just like having the game of his life. BKB is ready. Going into the Witchblade. Then probably into like 8 null talismans. Maybe 9. So I can swap them out. Map is starting to look a little scary. Arena is down, but Spear did not go off. And TA is ready to fight. Blinks out, afraid of being chronosphered. Unfortunately, this does not apply a break anymore, so not very effective versus the Tidehunter. And a little underwhelming there. Ravage is up at 30. So BetBoom's lineup is starting to feel a little shaky right now. They don't have any team fight other than Mars Arena, which isn't super scary with the amount of follow-up they have right now. TA has spent most of this game just farming. Well, Dark Mago has been everywhere on the map, setting up kills. The score is 12-3. And now they feel like they're in a position where they can't really fight and they're going to have to rat. Man, I really hate TA mid the more I think about it. Unless you play in a manner where you're active. I believe I saw Yopaj play TA earlier on in this tournament where he just went blink first and was super active. Might want to like take notes from that game. But this style right here of Deso first and AFK TA does not look good. Alright, Shadowblade online for NP. BetBoom's pretty much play for this game right now is split push indefinitely. Because team fighting will pretty much not be an option this game for them. They have Nyx though. They do have tools though to make the split push game be very beneficial to them. They have the Nyx and the NP that can pretty much feel like they can come out of nowhere, right? Nyx is going to just hunt around. Vendetta's running out soon. If he can get a jump, he will go, and they will TP in. But BetBoom need to take fights where they just have more heroes than Thunder. If it's ever 5 vs 5, they're just going to lose. Right, so they're just starting to feed heroes left and right here just to try and buy space. Definitely sweating a little bit on how they cannot take any engagements right now. Faceless Void has a Manta style going into Shard. There's no real big timing here for the Void, the way I see it. He's just going to keep getting these small items. You know, once he starts getting like 120 attack speed during Chrono, he'll start solo killing TA. I think a big reason for why he's going Manta. Looks like they're going to get Panda move with Arena. Lol, he's dead. Maybe we try Roche, but can we? It dies really fast. They might be able to, but BKB is up on Storm. Ravage is ready, and Chronosphere is up as well. Are they going to let this go away for free, or are they going to try and contest it? There's no arena right now. I think it might be a wise idea for Thunder to try and defend this and get in there with their ultimates. BKB has been used. Storm has been caught here, actually. It looks like they're going to kill the Hawk here. Or do they? The relocate is coming in. Ravage is up. No, he is dead. Manta is alive if he does want to use it. Shane's stun with the shackle. That is going to be one death. And in fact, will he be able to get this blink off in time? It will be close. He did get it. But there is a blink on Matthew and a stun. It looks like they will be able to clean him up twice here. Really just kind of like fortifying the fact that BetBoom cannot fight them right now. Even when they're up one hero, it just seems too difficult. Their heroes are not equipped for a 5 vs 5. Alright. What is BetBoom doing in the mid lane here? I just see like 3 heroes just get jumped in the mid lane. So they see Storm here. Noticed. Kills an illusion. Oh, Matthew with an amazing shackle. So Seneko goes in to try and save him with the blink stun. Then the IO also goes in the same. Okay, so And then Laurel just jumps into 5 heroes here, trying to kill the Wind Ranger, and feeds. I think they're just really feeling the pressure of like their lineup right now of like, man, we can't fight. So they don't know what else to do right now, because that option of like team fighting is taken away from them, because maybe they feel like they have to outplay their opponent in some degree here to like make this work. But they're being a bit impatient, I think. A little bit impatient. Well, in the meanwhile, the Hawk has been pushing the side lane. They did get a tier 2, so this is what they should be doing. They should be ratting like this, but not taking these fights like in the mid lane. These are like unnecessary, and they're making their lineup much harder. Silver Edge is online, so he will break the Tidehunter here. But Snako is going to follow up with the stun. And this is going to be a sad chase here, but Silver Edge is up again. Ravage will be used. Storm is zipping from halfway across the map. Going to clean up the Nature's Prophet there. And it looks like they will also be mopping up the IO. Some easy kills for the Arcane Storm Spirit. And then +1. Like, it really just feels like that they're so impatient right now on BetBoom. Like, they're trying so bad to get these low percentage kills when they should just be split pushing and waiting for these opportunities where they can jump together. Like, these jumps need to be with like the Mars, right? Like, Tide is just walking away, and they're continuously chasing too. Like, Storm isn't gonna zip across the map and kill them. It's very, very ambitious. All right, so they're going in again. This one, it looks like, all right, that's a leap from Void. Okay. They need to go quickly here, because they do not have much time for this. And it looks like they're going to go for the burst here. And that is an easy kill. So these are the type of kills that are really good, where they isolate someone and go. So Pickoffs thought he was safe to go this whole way, because his team was waiting here. But yet again, because no one on his team is buffering for him, they find these small openings, and they do pick him off. Alright, so what they're doing now is really good, right? Let's go like and look at like their plays here from BetBoom. This is what I wanted to see them do before, right? So here are a couple things that's a problem. And we'll just go to like the screen of Radiant, right? This is what they see. He sees his team is showing 2 heroes mid. This is a Storm, so granted he can jump all the way here at this point in the game. No problem. But his team isn't really close to him. I feel like Pickoffs should be scared to push one more wave until Pugna gets closer. I really think he should be afraid. Nobody is showing anywhere, so he's not really giving much respect here, or he thinks he can't die. But for BetBoom, what they see, right, in this situation is they see Void here. Oh, they see Tide mid, no Ravage, Storm Spirit mid. They just saw Wind Ranger here. They're like, all right, this guy is completely alone right now. And they use this information that they have to like immediately jump and get a kill here. And like that, he's dead. Faceless Void is gone. And what they do after this is also really good, right? You get a kill, you leave one hero to push the lane. It's very important to push the lane after you get a kill. Then they're smoking across to hunt because this hero's dead. And this is what you considered bleeding, right? Thunder doesn't want to bleed here, and BetBoom wants to make them bleed. And what bleeding is when you lose one hero into losing another hero into losing another hero. It's like chain feed, whatever word you want to use. So they smoke immediately across the map, they shove this lane in, and they know for a fact right now that Thunder is not here. You know, their carry just fed here. They're not going to stay here, most likely. I mean, they could, but probability-wise, they probably won't stay here. They're probably going to be here or here. And that's exactly where they're going to go smoke. Immediately find the Pugna. But they're not done now, right? They're not done. IO just needs to be with them, right? But NP has teleport. They want to kill more. And if they want to get an advantage, I was going to say, yeah, NP should TP top now and shove this all the way. This is shoved all the way. They're going to get control of this area now. And it's really up to counter this as Thunder. You really just have to be patient. You just have to wait for your team to respawn. Simple as that. And not bleed anymore, not chain feed anymore. Snako does a good job cutting this wave, so they're cutting here. They push this already, they're gonna cut here. Now Thunder's gonna feel like they're stuck inside of their base. So I'd like to see Thunder kind of like compose themselves here, get a smoke and get on the map now with Ravage. But they also have to deal with their lanes. But Storm can more or less do that. Just kind of get some of these lanes shoving and then get smoking. Alright, here's the smoke. It's going to be a 4-man smoke. But Snako is out. Jumping mid here would be really good because they are ready. Very good by Laurel to like not take that bait. Uh-oh. But Notice took it. And it looks like they're just going to lose the IO for this one and a Mars BKB. Not the worst. The Hawk doing a really good job yet again. Look what he's doing. Constant pressure. He's trying to force mistakes from Thunder to make them split up so an opening can happen. And ever since they stopped like kind of just running at them and running at this mid lane, things have been way better for BetBoom. Again, constant pressure. It puts them in a situation where they feel like they have to keep dealing with these lanes. And the moment that they deal with these lanes, because they don't have a Boots of Travel hero, they do not have a hero that can teleport across the map. You know, there's no Tinker in the game, there's no Underlord NPs on the other team, etc, etc. Boots of Travel kind of do that too. That all they have to do now is find these openings. So even though Mars got caught here, it's not the greatest for him because he has no BKB, and it probably would have been better if a Nyx baited or something. They should be talking about how they want to fight this on BetBoom because Faceless Void has no way, no options of coming to this fight. There's no outpost, there's pretty much nothing. So if he gets Arena off, this fight is very difficult. Like incredibly difficult. And you'll see that they kind of just threw there. I think Laurel may have been able to press BKB and kill Storm without getting Ravaged there. And this is all from the Nature's Prophet, continuously forcing a hero to show on the map, allowing them to take these team fights. Good blink out by the TA here. He's got a DA, but he got disarmed. No Arena here. But he did get... Pickoffs might be in trouble here if he has another Meld Strike. And he is silenced, no BKB. And he is just dead. So there is no Ravage here. Alright, so it kind of looks like they're crumbling here. Let's go look at what's going on here. So if you look at this fight that happened on mid lane, they used Ravage, right? Tide is incredibly farmed. They do have Chrono, but that's about it. Storm is dead for 40 seconds. So they immediately, knowing Storm is dead for 40 seconds, decide to smoke up. Void is showing here, but the advantage that they have right now is Storm is dead. So they're going to use that as a smoke opportunity to jump anyone that shows mid, or they're just going to go up here and try to get a kill. And they found like the worst target possible in Tide. They definitely wanted to find Void here. He got a good blink here. They think they can take this fight, right? But the problem is Storm is still dead, right? He could have bought back for this fight, and I think they honestly would have cleaned house if he did that, but it's a hard decision to make. So like BetBoom is forcing them into to make bad decisions here. It was a decent Chronosphere, don't get me wrong, it wasn't bad. But like he got his Manta off, silenced immediately, and now he's just dead. They have no Storm for this fight, no Ravage for the fight. And so that is the advantage BetBoom is taking from this fight. Dark Mago, it's a level 20 talent is online. Sprout Leash is instantly dead. Can't play the game anymore. A couple throws later, the advantage from Thunder is all gone. And simply put, all that BetBoom has been doing in this game is playing off small advantages, like pushing creep waves out, taking a fight 4 versus 5, right? Yet again, pushing creep waves out, then taking another fight 4 versus 5 while Storm was dead. And this is forcing Thunder into situations where they're taking these team fights without Ravage and 4 versus 5, right? And they have to be able to play like this, and Thunder has to be able to recognize it and not give them these openings. And I think Thunder could have continued to easily take this game if they would have done that. But sometimes you just outplay your opponent. And now Roshan spawns while they're dead. A lot of bleeding from Thunder here. Shard online, another silence for Void. There it is.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
So now BetBoom need to be careful of like, do they really want to take a team fight right now? Or do they want to wait for these waves yet again? There's no disadvantage for them of waiting for a wave, right? But they also have a power like spike right now. Aegis is online. Might be time for them to make a move. And here it is, he blinks out. Chrono is up, they catch the Nyx again. But it looks like that's the only hero he'll get. A little bit of an unnecessary save there, but saved him anyway. Again. So Storm, was Storm dead during this? Where was he? Like, how come he's not here during the Chronos? Oh, Storm is defending bottom. Yikes. Alright, so this might just be good by BetBoom. I think they're following the same philosophy, yeah. So I would bet you a team of this caliber is talking about the creep waves a lot, and they're like, hey guys, there's like 4 archers going down here. Someone will TP down here or just walk down here and defend it. There's a high probability, and that'll give us a 4 vs 5. And it's been working great for them so far, and they weren't wrong. Storm shows, the moment Storm shows, they go. Right? They were patient. They were very patient. But soon as Storm showed on the bottom lane, they immediately charged up here to go in. Now Storm can't jump here, right? He does not have the mana, so he's going back to base while the team fight is happening. I wonder if this would be any different if the Hawk had a BKB, you know, like they just got like ravaged in the face. So regardless of the advantage they had, it still looks like they still can't 5 vs 5. Like it was 4 vs 4 there. Storm was close enough because he is Storm to just jump from base back to the fight, and that was enough, clearly. Alright, 60 seconds, they're dead. And BetBoom could have definitely had some better spell casting, but there isn't a lot that they can cast with their heroes. It's mostly all single target. Just Tide just happened to blink. And the pendulum swings again. So I expect like the same type of gameplay from BetBoom. And Thunder. Thunder want to take the 5 vs 5s with Ravage. That went a lot better for Thunder because they had all their spells up and all their heroes are relatively close together. Granted, BetBoom could have played that slightly better. Like if they would have got that Tide before he blinked, then I think that would have been disaster for Thunder, but Sacred had a good blink there. Delayed the fight, gave Storm a little more time to get his mana and join the fight. Then I also just think it's really hard right now for the Hawks to actually fight it all into this Tidehunter with no BKB. If he ever gets ravaged, this Storm is just going to jump on top of him and kill him. But when he has a BKB, that's a different story. He's going to be fairly immortal unless he gets Chronosphered. Thunder has decided that they're just going to go high ground. And why is their decision making this, right? Like they're losing their Rax bottom. They're fighting into potential buybacks here. I guess they don't have any buybacks. It's like 20 seconds on them. It's a decent choice, but this is a choice that is going to result in you losing your base too, right? If anyone has buyback, they should definitely just be frontlining here and using spells. So Mars goes in. He has a Hex. They jump in. No shard, so it only hits the Tide here. It looks like Faceless Void will have no choice but to Chrono here unless he wants to fight with no BKB. But in this whole meantime, they are losing their Berg's bottom to just creeps. And Storm is trying to jump in here too, and looks like they will lose the Mars. 80 gold from buyback. If you can manage to kill some creeps here, he will have it. And it looks like Ravage will be used here. Do they have the damage on the TA? No BKB. The Nature's Prophet is back. Chrono's being used. Do we have a buyback soon on the Mars? 30 gold. It will be soon. Snako with an MVP stun here. That was crazy good, actually. And now the Void is in serious trouble here with the Nullifier plus Bloodthorn. How much damage is this gonna do? Not enough. Looks like he will get out. NP in big trouble here. It looks like Thunder is just cleaning up here. They're gonna lose their bottom barracks here, but if they can take the throne, well worth it. BB have like nothing in the tank to fight right now. He manages to pour it out actually at the last second, gets a Shadow Blade off, but he does have a gem. No gush. They really want to kill him, but do they have the damage? The power shot misses. Oh my goodness, he is the last one alive. He had no buyback if he died there. Is that going to save them here? The barracks is still alive. Storm is low on mana. That was actually insane. That one power shot, could it cost them at all? There's a buyback from the Mars. TA now has buyback as well. Sacred just wants to die, it looks like. Has no regard for his life. And he is dead with the instant buyback. He has travels. They want to end the game here. But Storm gets sprouted with the talent. He is dead. It looks like the Hex is up as well. And one more sprout here, and he will be dead as well. And Sacred with no buyback is really deep here. Arena misses, and then he's gonna try to get out of here. Their base is still like getting smashed right now. And maybe we have another crazy late game buyback scenario here. Matthew is dead, no buyback as well. They're all coming back. Snako is coming back as well. The Hawks is also like bringing more treants down here, realizing they don't care about this lane. He's gonna keep shoving it, and at some point, this throne is gonna just die to treants. But what they have to do right now is they have to defend their throne right now. There is no Chronos here for 9 seconds. They might want to wait for it. Ravage for 30. I don't think there's any rush here for Thunder if they want to just chill and wait for Ravage. There is no rush. They just need to deal with this base, of course. That's part of the problem. But do not throw this game away. So a little bit of like impatience. Like we're going into the throne, like not killing that NP there honestly changed the whole fight. If NP died there with no buy, I think that's just game. But Thunder in their heads right now, they feel like they're just getting ratted so hard that they just need to end this game like as soon as possible. Now they put themselves in a situation where the game is quite weird for them. If they die now, and there's a lot of ways to kill them, you know, with the Bloodthorn up, they have the Hex on Mars. Yeah, they have 2 nullifiers as well, so Pugna can't really save anyone at this point in the game. Roshan is up, but their best chance is probably to fight as a team now. This next Rosh is hugely important for both teams. He's got an Aeon Disc, that's a smart choice. He's ready. So basically what he did here is he locked this component so he doesn't accidentally pop it. In the team fight, he will unlock it and it'll pop immediately. So he gets to choose when to use it, basically. And looks like Thunder is just going to hit Roshan. I mean, this is a big item too. So these Aeon Discs, Refresher Orbs, some big hitters in the late game. It'll mean Mars can no longer chain stun this Void. And that is definitely one of the win conditions BetBoom had. He's gonna do it anyway. There it goes, it pops. No Refresher Orb. So he chronoed. He's hitting the Mars. He's doing no damage, actually. So if there's gonna be no chrono, he cancels Dark Mago's TP. But they're going for the Ancient this whole time. I guess this is their play. The Ancient is low. Do they have the damage to do it? And that's it. That's the game. It looks like it was just a distraction this entire time to fight at the Roshan. Brilliant play, to be honest. I'm gonna go back and watch it. So it looks like they have a strategy in mind, right? We've been talking about this whole time about how they cannot 5 versus 5 them. They're not gonna win. So they made the call, which is clearly the right call, to not 5 versus 5 them, right? Under any circumstance. So as they're doing Rosh here, they go bottom. Where's TA at? I think TA eventually walks bottom. Yeah, okay, so their plan here is quite simple, it looks like. They want to cancel TPs so they can throne. And so he goes in. So what happens here? I thought TA was with them. Oh, IO TP'd them. Yeah, okay. So they took the fight. They got the Aegis. Mars is just going in to cancel TPs, right? Simple as that. And so is Snako. They're just like canceling TPs while they run for the throne. And they go in. Straight for the throne. Really well played by BetBoom here. 40-17 is a score. And they end up winning the game. Unbelievable. Impressive showing by BetBoom there. They played the map super well. They used their lineup to its fullest potential, the way I see it, and they really recovered from a rough start and quite honestly sloppy play in the early game. Really polished it up and started to play really good in the mid late game.